It is now only 44 days left until competition and we are getting closer. The plan for today is gonna be front lever training, the first one after my, let's say, ring period. So it's gonna be pretty exciting. I'm expecting a good workout because I'm training a bit earlier today than, let's say, last session. That was really late, but a bit earlier, so I feel bit more energized. It's not completely dark outside either. It helps a lot, stimulates. Otherwise, when it's dark outside, your brain is thinking that it's night and it is sleepy time, which I do not want to be in. So I think it's gonna be pretty good. Front load training, and it is deload this week, so I'm only gonna do 2 sets of each exercise. But just like yesterday's session with planche, it's gonna be more simulating competition style. So my front lever training today is gonna be combo, for example. So front lever pull up to top front lever hold. That's one sequence, and really every set is gonna be, or every exercise is gonna be like that. So a combination of different things that I could potentially do during competition, or most likely will do. And if you're wondering what like the structure in competitions, what you get judged in, it is statics, which is static hold. So that can be planche, front lever, one arm front lever, everything where you're standing still and basically using muscles. And then we have power dynamic. That can be front lever pull up, it can be planche push up, handstand push up. So basically a static skill, but you do something dynamic with it. So both dynamic and static, you have it in the name. Then we have dynamic. That is more freestyle, or freestyle part is when you do flip-ins, basically anything that doesn't really require that much strength, that is more about the dynamic control of the body. So that's one. And then we have combinations, which is different in each competition, but in general it's basically how well do you put these things together. And you need to have a combination of dynamic and static in order to get combination points. That's why usually most competition it's beneficial to be an all-around athlete, so have both dynamics and static, because at that point you will win the combination points. But it's different. Some competitions it's also, let's say it like this: if you're a strong athlete, you usually win static, you usually win power dynamics, and most of the time your points in, let's say, power dynamic can be used for combination. So you don't necessarily need to do the flips as a dynamics. Power dynamics will count as the dynamic. So what this means is that if you're really strong, you win statics, power dynamics, and those two combined will win the combination as well. That's why most of the times if you're strong, you're gonna win. In general, probably things gonna change, because to be honest, having great freestyle combined with statics, that is way harder in my opinion. You will see some of the best people, they will only be strong in one thing. You'll see the best, I have no names for this, but the strongest person in planche probably only train planche. The strongest person in front lever probably only focus on front lever. The strongest person in freestyle, or the best freestyle athlete, probably only trains freestyle. But the people that compete, they need to train a bit of everything, and that takes away a lot of the focus. So you can't really become the best in everything, because you have to put some of the training into other parts. That makes sense. So therefore I really respect people that are really all-rounded, because I know it takes a lot of effort. It's frustrating as well. You train something and this means that the progress is way slower as well. So if I combine training freestyle and static, both of them I'm gonna develop in and get stronger, but it's gonna take one hell of a time. Whereas if I were to, let's say, cut away all the freestyle, only train statics for a while, I would grow way faster. There we go, we are here, and like I said, the plan is gonna be front lever training. So I'll see you guys in the gym, and gonna see some more combinations today. So I think it's gonna be pretty damn fun. See you up there. First up for today is gonna be front lever pull up to top hold. I will do the pull up, hold for 2 seconds, and then I'm gonna repeat that hopefully 5 times. So in total it's gonna be 5 pull-ups and 10-second hold, because every hold is gonna be roughly 2 seconds. I'm just gonna count it in my head, so it might not be perfect, but aiming for roughly 2 seconds. I think first one was pretty damn solid. First rep felt extremely good. Then I lost count because I count 2 seconds on each. So I lost the total count. I think that was maybe 4, but I hope it was 5. I'm gonna check it after. Either way, felt pretty decent. First reps were touched. Final ones were this far from the bar, so still pretty good. But one more set. I did count right. There was 5 reps. That was pretty good because I could keep it consistent with the form as well. Looked decent. This set was definitely better than the first one. I mentioned it literally every time, but first set, more warm up, now start to get blood flow connection. Second set, always better, so satisfied. Next up we have one arm front lever, but with a twist. I'm gonna do one arm hold. When I'm tired, I'm gonna grab both bars, do a pull up, and then do a normal front lever hold. Just 3 seconds to mark it, but the one arm front lever is gonna be longer. That's more towards, let's say, minimum 5 seconds, 5 to 8 seconds. I'm gonna count it as well, because when I'm doing combinations, it's hard to use a timer, because I don't want to have a timer mid-set. I don't know, maybe you know a good way to time things in between, maybe using beats or something. A bit too overcomplicated, so I'm just gonna trust my counting skills. But one on front lever, pull up, and then a normal hold. That was pretty solid. I'm just gonna do one set on each arm for this one, since the deload. Next week, when it's not deload, I'm gonna do 2 sets on each arm. I think that's gonna be enough. And I might increase the hold a little, or take a thinner resistance band, because this helped. It was a bit too easy, but at the same time it's deload this week, so it doesn't bother me too much. Set number 2, that's gonna be the left arm. I think this angle is gonna be better than the last one. The form, but it doesn't matter too much. I think the form on the right arm is gonna be a bit better though. The left arm now is my weak arm, that's why I still train it. So hopefully it's gonna be roughly the same. I have trained it pretty much the same, the right arm and left arm, for the last 2 months. So I'm hoping they're becoming more and more equal. At the same time, I'm always right-handed, so most likely I will always be stronger in this arm. Something in the left arm. I think it's the form still that is not the same as in my right arm, so I'm feeling a bit, not pain, but it just feels a bit weird. Hard to explain, but definitely prefer the right arm, and the right arm is the one I'm doing in competition. Do the one that requires less effort to do, and also, during competition I have so much adrenaline, so I don't really feel pain or feel as if something's wrong. I'm gonna get the pain a few days afterwards. So in comp as well, I try to do things that I am comfortable with or know my body can handle. Otherwise I'm gonna regret it a few days after. But now we're done with this one and moving on to the next exercise, or next combo. This next one is gonna be pretty damn rough. Or I think it's gonna be, because it's not gonna be with resistance band. It's Victorian, basically. But in competition, when I enter Victorian, it's most likely from a dip position. So what I'm gonna train now is start off in a dip position, go down into the Victorian, hold 2 seconds, then come back up into the dip position, fall down into Victorian, hold 2 seconds. I'm gonna try to do that 3 times in a row, and that's 1 set. So 2 seconds Victorian without the band. That's really the hard part. Not the cleanest form. My ass is pretty far down, but I think this is still gonna be giving me a lot of strength, especially getting control in this movement. And then, like I said, in competition, I'm not gonna do like this. I'm gonna do 1 Victorian hold, and that's pretty different. But let's do 1 more set and see how that works out. Set number 2. Let's do a form check from that angle. It's mainly the hips, how far up or down they are. I want to try to get them as far up as possible. Also know in the Victorian it's a lot about leaning backwards as far as possible. You might think you should be here, trying to feel strong, or at least I feel strong here. But I should really try to get as far back as possible, and doing so the form usually gets a bit better. But let's see. I think first set or the first repetition is pretty solid, then my ass is dropping a bit each time. Hard to say sets and reps because I'm doing a lot of sets in one set. Fuck it. First rep was good. Next up, I'm gonna do the weighted dips. That's gonna be the same as before. And it is the final exercise for today. And I'm still gonna do weighted dips because I enjoy them a lot. They do build a lot of strength as well, but it's mainly because I think it's fun to do them. So I'm gonna have it in there. Because training is a lot about enjoying it as well. If that's the case, you're gonna do it a lot, and doing so, get extremely good at it. I got 30 kg today. I did 2 weeks ago 40 kg, but since the deload, I'm gonna reduce the weight or the intensity, and also I'm gonna stay with 10 reps as before, but drop the sets, so only 2 sets as well. So to some degree, just activating the muscles, not really pushing it. Pretty decent, not gonna lie though, I feel a lot in this arm. Sometimes when it comes to pain, I've had in the left shoulder for 2 weeks. No, not 2 weeks, for 1 week roughly, a bit less. But since I've had pain, the body unconsciously usually use other muscles to make up for that muscle that's, let's say, in pain. So it means that if I'm training, have some pain, I'm gonna use other parts a bit more, and thereby the pain is most likely gonna travel. So therefore I'm still not gonna do dips. I'm gonna rest this arm a bit more than I expected, but it's never worth it to have the pain going longer than you intended. Alrighty, set number 2. Pretty damn solid. Good way to wrap it up. That is a wrap. It was an extremely short session today, but it's a combination of me reducing with one exercise because it's, you know, a new type of structure when it comes to training, and it's deload, so it's only 2 sets per exercise, which is extremely low. But that's the thing. I just want to technically, you know, activate the body, get some blood flow, and hopefully get stronger to next week. That's the plan. So I'm gonna add 1 more set to each exercise. I'm gonna see if I'm gonna add 1 more combination as well, because in general I think this is a bit short, even if I'm doing 3 sets of each exercise. But yeah, I think that's gonna be it. You can get 1 back flex since we did back today. Still not my best muscles to flex, but hopefully it's something. I'll see you guys in the next one. Ciao, ciao.